All right, what is up, YouTube and Cordy? We are here with.
Ryan Cavender.
That's the least happy introduction I've ever heard in my life, Ryan.
Ryan Cavender from Fort Wayne, Galaxy guy.
Yep, you are a Galaxy guy.
I've been the Galaxy guy.
All right, well, we already know what you're playing. Let's dig on into this.
As I told you guys, I'm the Galaxy guy. We'll go right into the big guys first. 3 dragons. People go back and forth between 2 and 3 for various reasons. I like 3 mainly because you want to get it in the graveyard for various reasons, for knight and soldier. And then I also run trade-ins later on, so I need it because I want to see it.
Is there any reason for all 3 different rarities?
Just because reasons.
All right, acceptable.
I want this one. This one's my favorite. The Alti is just
Too
gorgeous. And then 2 knights as well. I think 2 is the perfect ratio because you don't want to go above that. If you run 3, it gets too cloggy, and usually you search it off of your soldier or something like that. So you don't want to see it in the opener because you want to pull it later, and you usually want to use it on your first turn to pull the dragon from your graveyard.
Yeah.
So, and I only run 1 brave, kind of just like knight. If you don't see it, you can search it, and it doesn't really do you any good because with your his level change effect, you either sometimes want it or don't. So if you want to use it, you want to pull it yourself and use it. So, and the last big ones are, of course, 3 soldier. It's Galaxy archetype. It's your searcher. You can only search galaxies, which is unfortunate, but usually you always search your knight or your brave with it. So.
I mean, you can make infinity with this.
And infinity, yes. Some people are on the Pleiades play. Some do infinity. It's just whatever you want to do.
Depends on what you need at the time, right?
Exactly. So, those are all the big guys.
Okay.
There is all that. Going into the lower level guys, I run 3 Vanishers. This guy's kind of cute because he can bait the effect veilers and the ashes if your opponents don't really know what you're doing.
So what's this guy actually do?
He can, if you control a Galaxy or a Photon monster, he can special summon himself from the hand. And then if he does, you get the choice to add 1 dragon from your deck to your hand. So it's a plus resource. And then you use him to either make your Link monster, or you can overlay him to make your 4 guy to continue on with your special summon plays, because that's also your protection. So the other really good 4 is Orbital. Orbital is really good because not only can you normal summon it, and then special summon your Vanisher, search your dragon, you can then take your Orbital and attach it and use his effect to search. And he can search anything from Photon to galaxies, whatever your hand doesn't give you, you can search with this guy. So, and then I run 2 Advancers and 2 Thrashers. This is just what I've settled on. It's your preference. The reason why I like Advancer is because if you really don't have anything, you just have him and Vanisher, it gives you the opportunity to normal summon and then special summon this guy. And if you're going on with your plays and you draw it off a trade-in or something, you can special summon it. If you run 3 Thrashers and you draw it off a trade-in or a Pot of Desires or something, it's dead. You can't play it because you got monsters on board. At least this guy gives you extensions later on to a Borreload, a Sword, or anything like that. So, and then only 1 Wizard.
This is not as good as it used to be.
It's not. The fact that you have to normal summon it takes away from your Knight because you have to normal summon your Knight. It's basically the best one that you want to do. The only reason I even run 1 is for Galaxy Transfer because I pull whatever Photon, all of these guys from the graveyard, and special this for my deck. And if it's getting really, really late game, I can use him and use his search effect to get transfer to give me an 8. So, and that's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells, 3 Sanctuary, absolutely busted. This is the reason that you can make your Link 2 for absolutely free. So let's say you play your Sanctuary, you get 2 tokens, you can play your Vanisher, you get your Dragon from your deck, and then if you used Orbital previously that turn, this is probably the best opener that you can have for 3 cards. When you summon your Dragon, you get Orbital back to your hand. So, really, really, really good.
I like free value.
And then I run 3 Expeditions as well. Considering that you run 10 level 5 or higher monsters, it special summons a monster in defense, and it doesn't negate the effects. That means that if you have a dragon on board and you use this to summon Soldier, Soldier's effect will go off. So, really cool thing there. And then the last 3 of is 3 trade-ins. You do run 6 level 8 or higher monsters, and when you can use Vanish or any other card, whether it be Wizard, Proton, Orbital, anything to get Dragon, use this to just plus. So you get your Dragon in your graveyard, and you get to draw to keep your combos going. So, but I also run Pot of Desires too. There's so many 3-ofs and 2-ofs that if I banish stuff that really doesn't hurt me. The only time that it hurts me is if I get rid of my Soldier, if I banish my second and third one, if I use the first one, but it's the risk you take. And then for 1-ofs, I run 1 transfer, 1 reinforcement of the army, and 1 monster reborn. This guy is where people probably draw the most line. A lot of people want to run 2, a lot of people want to run 3. You pay 2,000 life points, and you have to special summon a Photon from the graveyard, and you have to special summon a Galaxy from the deck. And they have to be the same level. They go to 2,000 attack, so everything Galaxy Photon related wants to be 2,000 attack because you tribute them off for this guy, which a lot of people forget that if you have 2 monsters of over 2,000 more attack, you can tribute them off and special summon him. It's won me games before. You can't forget that. Most of your 4 guys with Advancer, Thrasher, they're all 4, so it gives you your search. And then, of course, Reborn is really good because of the Xyz ability on top of each other that you have. So, really good. And then there's only 6 more cards left. They're traps. I run 3 impermanences. There's not really anything other than that. I don't run Ashes or Valors or anything because I want to get my combos off and go into my big guys. Because majority of the time, most decks have a hard time getting over it. But I also run 3 Tachyon Transmigrations as well. It's a really good trap card that if you control a Galaxy-ized monster, you negate that effect and shuffle it into the deck if it was on board. If it goes to grave or banish or whatever else, it stays in grave or banish. But another super techy thing is you can activate this from hand if you have number 107 on the field. So if for some reason you draw 3 of these, but you're able to summon 2 level 8 guys, you can make the dragon make your opponent think you're stupid and just blast him with 3 negates.
Okay.
So it's your choice. You're always going to have a Galaxy, so I like 3 a lot because I don't mind seeing it. So that is the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, I run 1 Star Liege. I only run 1 because usually if I get him on board, my opponent has a hard enough time dealing with this guy that they have to use too many resources that I usually also like to make my number 90, which can't be destroyed by anything. So they use a lot of stuff to get over this and then 90 monster negates. He also special summons from grave during your opponent's turn. So if they want to get rid of this, you can chain summon Dragon and you still have a big guy on board. And when you summon from hand. So pretty good. Infinity and Nova for if I have Soldier on board. That one's pretty self-explanatory, I hope so. The next big 3 are Cypher, Cypher Blade, and Full Armor. So what's cute about this is you can make your Cypher Blade. If you really need to, you could take one of their monsters. It's even more cute if they have an Xyz monster because it changes the name to Galaxy-ized Photon or Cypher Dragon. And if it's an Xyz, you can just take your Full Armor, put it right on top, and now it's permanently yours. If you need to pop multiple resources for any reason, you overlay into your Cypher Blade, and then you pop, and then Full Armor, and you pop another. Actually, I think that's backwards. It's got to go that way. So this can pop anything. This has to be face up. If you need it, it's really good to go into if your opponent's not doing anything. Of course, Titanic, because negating spells is always really good. 1 number 62 if you want to OTK and go for game. And I run 2 number 90s because it's right now the best 8 because it searches during your opponent's turn. You can search anything from spell to monster. And a lot of times I'll take my Dragon for the big guy is Soul Flare.
Yes.
Yes, because what a lot of people don't realize is his quick effect is you can send multiple cards from your hand to the graveyard to pop special summon monsters. But what most people miss is if you have Dragon, you only need to send 1 Dragon. So if you're sitting with 2 cards in your hand, most people get all antsy and want to get rid of this thing, and then you pop what they have. A lot of times I will search this with this, because most people don't know either that this can't be destroyed by card effects when it has a Photon monster attached. And he negates monster effects, so he's really good. And then the last to finish out the Galaxy Photon monsters is 107, just in case you need it. And the last link is Sword. for any reason. You can use Sword or Borload. Borload might actually be better in this situation since you already have so much OTK potential. It's whatever you want to.
All right, let's dig into your side very fast.
The side's pretty techy, actually. So I run 2 of the Monarch guys and 2 of the Photon hands. So these are my own spicy techs because since you run Sanctuary and a whole bunch of cards that special summon themselves, if you're going first in game 3 and you're playing Salad or something like that, you just blow this guy on board, and if they don't have the Veiler or Ash, you pretty much solidify your victory. And because all of your monsters are lights, you're always going to be able to banish from your choice. And then Photon Hand is basically a snatch steal. You pay 1,000 life points, and you take one of their monsters permanently. If you have Dragon, you can choose anything. Okay. So otherwise, it has to be an Xyz. 2 Pankratops, self-explanatory. 3 Twin Twisters. Back row's becoming pretty popular right now, so you gotta have it. 3-red Reboot. If I'm going second or third or something like that, and my opponent flips a trap, my OTK potential is crazy, especially with Sword in 62. So it does not hurt you. You have to run this, in my opinion. And then, of course, evenly matched. I think it's really good. People disagree with me, but if you can get it off, you're probably sitting in a pretty good position.
Okay. Any final comments?
No. I've been playing this deck since 2012. I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Then, and this was the deck I played. It's near and dear to my heart, so I love it.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Robbie.